Our 7-acre farm is located on the Cassowary coast, in the wet tropics of far north Queensland, Australia, where the rainforest meets the reef. We grow commercial crops of tropical fruit, jackfruit and canistel, and also use our spare land to fulfill our dream of becoming more self-sufficient. We feel incredibly lucky to be living in this beautiful part of the world, and in our weekly videos we share with you our slice of paradise and our life on the farm. So this week on the farm we started off the week with a mixture of showers and sunshine, which gave us the opportunity to plant out some of our jackfruit seedlings to be used as rootstock for grafting later in the year. We also got to witness some incredible rainbows. Ian did as much mowing as he possibly could and got stuck into the canistel trellises, pruning those, because the rain was forecast to increase throughout the week, and it certainly did.
See it bouncing on the water.
We made a very exciting upgrade to the John Deere tractor, which is the feature of this video. I am also contemplating what to do with my garden beds, which are looking quite disastrous at the moment. The trouble in the tropics is that it's really hard to grow things during the wet season, and we've been so busy pruning and what have you on the farm that I just haven't had a chance to really do that much. Not that I can do that much in the wet season. So I really need to get in and sort these out. We've potted up a heap more of our jackfruit seeds, which is really good, but in some bad news, we have lost yet more durians because of the wet weather. And the tree that we'd been filming the most, that had the most durian on, now only has one left. We finished off the week with a delicious pumpkin soup made from our very own pumpkins.
Plan is now to have a look at the lighting before I put everything away in the shed, because boy does it get hot and stinky in the shed. Okay, as you can see here, got the lights here, side lights and indicators, and there's basically just a reflector here. And given that the tractor isn't going to be going out on the road at all ever, what I'm looking at is taking that off. There's one on both sides, so take that off, put my lights on here, run the cabling down and out the bottom, and so there's two wires here that go nowhere. They are labelled, actually labelled here as work lights. One of the wires is black, that's neutral, one is purple, and I don't know if you can tell, oh this is awkward, let me get this here, there, just where my finger is, you can see a bit of a gap, that's where the split is, so I've got to take this cap off. What John Deere does is they have their connectors made slightly different to anything that you can buy, so if I can sort something out that it fits, then all well and good. If not, I'll have to trim back this cable and just do a connection, solder it up, and put some heat wrap, some shrink wrap on it. So that's the plan for the rest of this morning and this afternoon. And there's one of these on both sides of the back end. This is obviously the left hand work lights, and then there's one on the other side for the right hand. They're just generally taped up at the bottom of this wiring loom. So the plan is now to create a couple lengths of cable. Any household implements that we have that die on us, I will always salvage the cable first before taking it to the scrap. And so measured two lengths, The bullet connectors that are on there are a different size. It's just, I suppose, the way they look at it, you've got to go back to them to have lights put on or whatever. Anyway, yeah, the bullets just don't even touch the sides. So what the plan is, I'll remove those connectors, wire these up, and then heat wrap around them. So just need to strip back some of the outer insulation. That's that one. Do this one. I believe with LED lights that it is important that the polarity is the right way round, i.e. live to live, negative to negative. I don't know if it's true, but I'll do it anyway. Don't see the point in wiring it wrong just to find out it doesn't work. And the plan is that I'll just solder the tips of these a little bit. Right, that's that. So I'm going to put the crimps on and negative to negative. Next one, positive to positive. In terms of fitting the work lights on the tractor, pretty easy job. The wires are actually labelled, so there's no problems there. Obviously black is neutral, purple is the live on them. You can do it really fairly easily, I suppose, sort of crawling under the tractor, but absolute ease if you've got the facilities is just to take the back wheel off, because those wires are actually sitting on top of the axles. So depends how much work you want to put into it. That's another bunch of trees planted.
It's hot.
It's about 9:45 and hot and sticky already.
Thirsty.
Are you quite happy with those new, what are the biodegradable pots?
Yeah, the new ones we got from the Australian wheatgrass company
Yeah.
are really good.
Now, the original, what we were using before were the square Jiffy pots.
Yeah.
And then last week we got those
The
new ones turned up.
Yeah, the round ones. And seems to be like a different composition. Like
Different fibre.
Yeah, lots softer, not as tough. So when I tipped up the new ones, the roots are actually penetrating through. Even soft, really fine roots have been able to penetrate through, whereas with the Jiffy pots, that I never saw that.
So the seedlings have only actually been in there for a week.
Yes.
It came last week.
Yeah. And the roots are already poking through, but not even tough roots, just fine roots have been able to get through, which I feel better now about planting them out, because I always worry in case the roots can't get through and you just end up with this dried up root ball that hasn't been able to escape. As you can see,
they've been in there for 3 weeks.
And there's nothing coming out there. So this is one from the Australian Wheatgrass Company. It's a circle pot. It's about the same height. We thought they might be a bit taller, but they didn't end up being that much taller than the
8
square ones.
Yeah.
And about the same diameter, but they're a lot more
Pliable.
fragile, I suppose. And
yeah, you can see. Yeah, there's 1,
look
2,
at
3,
all
4,
those.
5, or in a week.
Yeah. And they're really fine roots.
Yeah.
That have been able to just easily penetrate out the bottom and out the sides of that pot. So I know now that when we plant them, that
well, they've got access to the real soil and the paddock straight away, haven't they?
Yeah. Whereas the square pots don't seem to be doing that, but they are a bit tougher. I think that's why. So I'm glad we got these. I wish we'd have got these sooner now. Yeah. Right, it must be time to jump in the pool and get a drink.
Thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much for all the nice comments and questions. Always try and answer as best we can. Obviously, everybody's climate, everybody's soil is potentially slightly different, but it's a matter of starting off with what you think is required, and with, I suppose, like soil tests and leaf analysis, you can then whittle it down to what fertilisers you need. As I've said before, we keep a really accurate record, not just of how much weight of fruit we send away, but how many actual fruit. So that's all a learning experience for us in terms of thinning out and how much fertiliser to put out. And I suppose really each year can vary depending on, I suppose, how much rain you get in the seasons. You know, ridiculous amount of rain might contribute to leaching of fertilisers. And that's the whole point of why we chip all of our prunings, is to cover the soil, reduce wash off, and also keep building up organic matter, because organic matter will hold on to your fertiliser better. But anyway, like I say, thanks very much. I'm going to go get myself I think I'll have a cold beer and then put my feet up for half an hour. But really glad I did those lights, really glad. Okay, bye for now.